pleasure to be here today with Ben Bardsley of Bardsley England. Ben, say hello to everyone.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Fantastic. Ben, you're looking great. I set my design as a bit of a challenge to try and make me look tall on this little broadcast. So they've gone and given me a huge bunch of daffodils. So on the basis that we better roll with this before they collapse on me. The reason that we wanted to talk to Ben today is because Ben's got a really exciting opportunity come up within his business, and it's a real pleasure to be working in partnership with Ben, with Bardsley England on this position. Before we get to that, Ben, it's you're fantastic on your social media platforms, especially on LinkedIn. I don't think there's other individuals within the UK that get the sort of views that you do. But for those that don't have an understanding of Bardsley England, can you just give a bit of a background on the fifth generation business that you're currently running, please?
Yeah, of course. Max, firstly, thank you for having me on. And yeah, you do look quite small next to those daffodils.
I'm still standing on my box. I'm just going to get a bigger box. Thank you.
So Bardsley England is one of the largest UK producers of top fruit. We have grown an awful lot since 2013 when I came back to the family business. And as Max said, I'm the fifth generation to do so.
Wow.
We've grown by nearly 1,400% in that 8-year period. But where we are today is the most exciting bit, whereas where we sit, we've built some great foundations. And now we're looking to crack on with our growth journey going forward. And we're seeing some great opportunity within our sector. We're also seeing great opportunity in other sectors too. So the journey has been extremely good up till now. However, we're now recocking. We're looking to recruit a CFO who's going to come in and join the senior team to help lead us into this next phase of growth.
Excellent, Ben. And before we just get into the details of that, I've got to ask you, you're such a passionate individual about your family, about your business, but you could have gone off in any direction with the educational background and the military background that you had. You could have gone off into politics. You could have gone off into sports. Well, why? What was the love? What was the desire? Why did you come back to the business? Why?
It's a great question. I mean, I don't think I could go into politics. I think that's of all the industries, the one I probably couldn't have got into. But I'm very lucky to be in my family were involved. So it's really through luck that I joined this industry. But since joining, it's just been the most fascinating journey. I talk about opportunity a lot, and agriculture is the final frontier. It really is in terms of opportunity. The world is changing, and agriculture is actually now starting to change quicker than maybe the world, which is an incredible thing. You know, climate change, the biggest agenda probably on the table globally, and we as farmers sit at the center of that agenda. I mean, the world is changing, and we're in a great place going forward. In terms of where else I could have gone, you know, I'm extremely entrepreneurial in my career. Before the army, I set up 2 businesses while still at university, and one failed, so I had an early lesson on what not to do. But then one did pretty well, and I ended up selling that business. And then I joined Sandhurst and went into the army. The army taught me some fantastic lessons about business without actually realizing it. You know, adversity, how to build teams, how to make sure that your command and the mission goal is correct going forward. So, you know, I think if you bring in everything, you know, family, traditional business, bit of an entrepreneurial spirit, some great formalized army training, and then put this person into the agriculture industry, I think the last 8 years have happened as a result of those bits that we put into the mix.
Ben, well said. We did a broadcast recently about culture and values, but I believe that culture and the value was already installed within your business before you took the helm. But because of your background and your military training, you've managed to accelerate that.
Yeah, I think that's really important. You know, you can only do this as being part of a great team. You know, within Bardsley, we call them Bardsley heroes. Every single person contributes. And we talk about the 1% rule all the time. Every single Monday morning town hall we have, I talk about 1% rule. If everyone can just do their bit, just a tiny bit better every single day, the business grows very quickly and is profitable, which is important.
Yep.
So, you know, I was very lucky to be invited back into my family business, but with the help of, I should say, my wife, Georgia, she's come from a marketing and branding background. We've kind of turned ourselves into having no brand, a great reputation, I should say. My father had a great reputation as a grower, but we had no brand. We had no position in the market really in terms of scale. And where we are today is we feel we're well set up to cope with what's about to hit us going forward.
And anyone who's looking at Ben and Bardsley England for the first time, there's a lot of companies that have looked to create a brand within the fresh produce sector, but all they've done is created a label. If you look at Bardsley England and what they've created, they have created a brand. And singing from the treetops on behalf of Ben, you look at what Ben and his commercial team have managed to create in the respect of the relationship with their retailers. So Ben, and the other bit I just wanted to highlight, and I have a standard interview question of candidates as to who would be the top 4 companies that you'd like to be associated with. And in my 20 years of working within international fresh produce, that listing changes. But if anyone was actually to ask that question now, you'd definitely find that Bardsley England is in the top 3 companies to be associated with. And again, it becomes down to that branding, not just of the product, but because of the business itself and the culture and values that are portrayed. So just ask around to get that from other sources over and above Ben and I talking about it direct.
Very kind, and it's great to hear that, because obviously, we don't hear much good news. We hear a lot of, we hear great stuff from our retailers and customers, which is great, and our suppliers, but it's nice to hear that from more the wider context.
Yeah. And again, that's why I wanted to do this shorter broadcast with Ben, because if you're looking at this role of CFO, Chief Financial Officer with Bardsley England for the first time, rather than just a slightly monosyllabic advert on a website, I wanted you to meet Ben and understand him, the passion and the background of him in the business. But let's get down to the nuts and bolts of this Ben, without going into detail, because we can provide job specifications to you. You want someone that's going to create success for you in this CFO role. And as we said when we were first debating this position, I always state that if you look at the likes of the Financial Times, and they have a big article on a successful company, there's always 2 people in the picture that goes with that article: the CEO, so that's Ben, and the CFO, half a step behind. So that's the way I'm viewing this. But Ben, who are you looking for? Who's going to be the person that you want to partner you as CFO on this journey?
So it's a great question. Something we thought long and hard about. The first thing is a leader. We're looking for a leader who can come in and be part of the senior leadership team, but more importantly, how they conduct their business day to day. So they're building out the finance function. Now, we all know that in a great business, finance is everything. Yeah, the nuts and bolts of your business is numbers. And if the numbers don't stack up, well, then most likely in nearly every scenario, your business doesn't stack up. So the CFO is coming in as a leader to make sure the finance function is a high performing culture within a culture, and can deliver those numbers back into the business on a daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly basis.
Fantastic. And without giving too many details away, where is the journey going? What's the plan?
Good question, Max. And I think the CFO, through the interview process, we can be very honest about where we're going. I think for this format, probably not so open. But I can say that it's one of continued growth. We're looking both in the UK and overseas. But the one thing is, we are a technology business at heart. We have every single bit of every single problem we have in our business, we look to solve with technology first, versus throwing more people at that problem. Because where we are today is not where we're going to be in 2 years, and it's certainly not where we're going to be in 5 or 10 years when it comes to our technology adoption curve. And this CFO has to be coming in with the mentality and hopefully some previous experience of how the technology side can not only accelerate your growth, but accelerate your profits within that growth.
And on that basis, Ben, are you looking for someone that is from fresh produce, from FMCG, or would you look further afield?
We are totally open as to who we can get to. I mean, the people that we look to as companies that we would like to be like, and those companies are Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and probably Netflix. But those companies, are obviously American based. There's one great company in the UK, Gymshark, who I've been lucky enough to meet, Ben Francis. He's built an amazing culture in his brand, and these companies are doing a lot right. And I would like to think that maybe we could attract someone who's got experience of brands like that in their CV. However, it's not essential. FMCG is a wide world, and at the end of the day, we do deliver a lot of cases on a daily basis to our customers. Our business is highly transactional, and as such, you've got to be used to the world where the variability and transactional nature has been managed in the right way.
Ben, well said. I would though counter one thing that you say. The likes of Gymshark, fantastic business. Netflix, fantastic business. Amazon, fantastic business. They're not doing good like you are. On the back of the likes of COVID. On the back of the likes of COVID, we're picking up that the younger generation actually want to get involved in fresh food and look to do good. You just need to look at Ben and the business to understand even more so as to the difference that they're looking to make. So Ben, it's probably a good place to wrap up. I think there's enough there for people to get an understanding of you and the role, and obviously look at the advert. But if you want to come into a market leading business and to make a real fundamental difference and help feed people in a really nutritious manner, come and join Ben. Ben, anything else to say before we wrap up?
Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, we're just super excited by this process. We see this as a pivotal appointment for our future success. So, if you were to be successful in this role, this is a great place to be. And somewhere, as I go back to my point, is we're changing every single year. Things change on our side of the fence. So, it's a great place to be if you've got a high growth mindset, which would be requirements to be successful in this role.
Fantastic. Ben, what's your favorite apple?
My favorite apple is the Royal Gala. And I'll tell you why that is. Although quite a standard answer is that we can sell that across the world. It's a generic apple which can be sold anywhere. So, opening up new markets with a Gala apple is much easier than other apples that we grow.
Excellent. And look, everyone, that's the way that Ben thinks. Join Ben.
Thanks, Max.